Bo Burnham's Inside had a profound effect on me, but to be honest, I think it was probably going to have a profound effect on anyone who sees it. Before we start, if you are sensitive about spoilers, and I know I am, I will be talking about some of the themes, some of the song titles, and some of the actual things that happen in the movie. I wouldn't say it's a spoiler-filled review by any stretch of the imagination, but it's probably not spoiler-free either. Bo Burnham, the YouTuber turned comic turned filmmaker, is not actually someone I was hugely familiar with. Before I reacted to a song from this movie, welcome to the internet, you may have seen the reaction on the channel.
Drawings of all the different characters in Harry Potter fucking each other. Welcome to the internet. Hold on to you.
I won't be the only one with a relative lack of familiarity, because this dazzling, heartbreaking, often hilarious and often crushingly sad movie is going to open many more doors for Bo Burnham, which is pretty ironic if you think about the title. It's labelled by Bo himself as a comedy special, and I guess it is, but it's also definitely an album, and perhaps most importantly, a film about itself and its own creation. But unlike an adaptation or even an American movie, the whole thing is shot over a year within one room, essentially, in Bo Burnham's house. Although the only way you can see the passing of time is by the state of Bo's beard and his hair, and to be honest, his mental health. And with this being an album as well, the songs, they punctuate the piece. They're the light, biting satire of the early songs like Content. Mostly synthy, poppy numbers, really catchy, really enjoyable, with beautifully crafted punchlines. Nothing's ever got staler quicker than lockdown humour, my god. This is undoubtedly its finest point, and it won't be bettered. After 18 months of this fucking horror we've all been living through, if I'm laughing at jokes about FaceTime mishaps, then something magical must be happening. And it's those songs that do make the magic. This incredible selection of tracks, it could be labelled a comedy album, but the range of emotions, the breadth of observation and insight that Bo hits across the likes of White Woman's Instagram or FaceTime With My Mom is more than just music that's just played for laughs. It's also music that's eminently and genuinely listenable and lovable. A lot of these tunes genuinely slap. It's in the film's second half where the music and filmmaking both emotionally crescendo, moving from kind of breezy, satirical lockdown humour into an aching, despairing darkness of intense self-over-awareness and multifaceted agoraphobia. At times, it's a very tough watch. Bo never overplays the darkness, though, to be fair. It's almost always funny or witty. The brilliant swipe at reaction video is obviously a standout moment for me. But as much as it poked fun at the curious aesthetic of what I and many others do for their content creation, like much of the film, it actually has a double or even triple meaning. Bo uses this moment and a later ingenious game stream parody to visually represent various elements of his mental makeup at breaking point. Pre-existing conditions and contritions exacerbated by the manic conditions in which he now, along with all of us, finds himself, played out through the inverted lens of the content he was presumably consuming during this time. Again, like all of us. This restraint on the darkness and mania pays off, if you can call the emotional haymaker clattering into my jaw a payoff, during the astonishing All Eyes on Me. Following a desperately sad and raw moment between Bo and the camera, we're treated to this incredible performance and track, where the simple mantra is get your fucking hands up, and All Eyes on Me is sung over powerful, euphoric club synths. But it soon takes on multiple harrowing meanings after a mid-song break where Burnham talks about his long break from performing due to severe panic attacks. As the hook comes back in, Bo's delivery and performance becomes more manic and intense. Now the projection of a second Bo, which has been there the whole time behind him, seems to be central to the track, the All Eyes on Me now being yelled from Burnham's own internal monologue, the manifestation of an onstage panic attack. And that's before we even mention the layered irony of the performance about performance anxiety being played to both an audience of none and an eventual audience of millions. But in a film so deeply personal, this is where I was left in pieces. A few tears had rolled down my cheek during various moments of the film anyway, but this bit honestly broke me, to be honest, guys. It broke me into pieces. Somebody, myself, who's been crippled by years of panic attacks. And I'm not talking about being stressed or worried or depressed or even overwhelmed. I'm talking about the physical assault on your body, the absolute belief that you are going to die in those moments. The hundreds of times I felt that myself, and I could see in that performance and in that moment the hundreds of times that Bo had felt that as well. And I don't think I've ever felt more connected to a performer in that moment, and it just destroyed me. For that to have been put onto screen so masterfully, so artfully, the music, the production, every single element, and for him to be so brave to have done it like that, it's something I will never forget. Outside of the songs, there are moments where we were just with Bo, where he's talking about the project himself, he's talking about the special, or he's literally trying to assemble lights or something. The film about making the film. While it's not entirely clear whether Bo is acting during the smattering of scenes like this, or whether they are truly selfie cinema verite, it doesn't actually matter. If they're not raw and real in the moment, they're recreations of reality, and that makes them no less powerful. This astonishing construction is made all the more impressive by its own limitation, perhaps allowing him a mastery of the cinema of simplicity, I guess you could call it, that a more classically trained movie director might not actually have a handle on. The power of a well-timed jump zoom, or the ability to perfectly light a scene for the mood you're trying to create using 20 quid LED lights from Amazon. What is clear though, is that this is the seminal piece of pandemic art. Not that anyone would want that fucking accolade, but more importantly, it's one of the most searingly brilliant, triumphant, tragic, beautifully, personally affecting pieces of cinema I've seen in many, many years. I can only thank you guys for getting me to watch it, and in the most maddening irony of all, given a lot of the subject matter of the film, YouTube's own algorithm for finding me welcome to the internet in the first place, and for pushing that reaction out to well over 100,000 people in the first week, and the cycle just continues and continues. One of the easiest 10 out of 10s I will ever give in my life. Bo Burnham's Inside. I strongly, deeply and vehemently recommend it. And thank you all for watching. Subscribe, please like the video, and I'll catch you all very soon. Peace.